In this video, we're going to be talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, what our impressions are, what we think of the game so far. Yuri and I both streamed through it a couple times on different game modes. And in this video, I just want to talk about what our general thoughts are on the demo. First things first, the game graphics are mind-blowingly good. I don't think anyone would argue this point. They're probably pushing the limits of what current-gen consoles can do in terms of graphics. And man, they just look good on PS4 Pro. 4K, just mind-blowing. If Resident Evil 2 Remake pushed the limits for graphics of a remake of an old game, then Final Fantasy VII clears that even higher, makes it even higher. It's even better than Resident Evil 2 Remake. The next thing you notice while playing is how polished the game feels. It feels so polished. If you're talking about AAA titles in recent memory, it's probably the most polished game I can think of out of the box. Obviously, we're playing a demo, so we don't know how that extends through the entire game. But it reminds me of games like Cyberpunk 2077, Witcher 3, games on this huge scale that just have so much polish. You can't believe a game of this size is going to have this much. I mean, from what we've heard, each episode is going to be about 60 hours long with, I don't know, something like 3 episodes. So you're talking about potentially 150 to 180 hours of gameplay. If they can maintain that level of polish through the entire game, it's arguably the most polished game ever made at this point. Now, of course, that is an issue, though. The game is going to be broken down into parts. We have not been told exactly how many episodes there's going to be, but it'll be interesting to see how much time there's going to be between these episodes, because theoretically, if it's, at least a year between episodes, which, considering it's 60 hours of gameplay, would be pretty quick, in my opinion. You're talking about pushing future episodes onto the next generation of consoles, which who knows what that'll even do for the graphics. But also, I don't know how that's going to fare with, the fan base. It might be fine. PS5 is supposed to be backward compatible with PS4. But, a lot of people who are going to be buying this on PS4 or have already bought it, they may not buy a PS5 immediately. Where does that leave them? I don't know. I'm honestly a bit terrified thinking that this game could be extended into the next 4 or 5 years because of the episodic nature of it. The last thing I want is this game to have a really good episode 1, and then we don't get an episode 2 for 2 or 3 years, and then the next one's on the next gen, and then maybe then there's another 2 or something years after that, and we're playing Final Fantasy VII over 6 years. That would be bad. I don't think anyone really wants to do that. I think people, will accept it and play anyway, like myself. But, in terms of design, it's rough because on one hand, you're getting a really polished product with, a Final Fantasy VII Remake that does justice to the series. But in another, it's going to take so long to get. Would you trade some of that, to save some time and play it sooner? I don't know what the answer to that is. I think it's probably different for everyone. But we'll see. We'll just have to see how it plays out. The combat feels really, really good. Jumping between characters is something I struggled with when I first started the demo. Got easier and easier. Figuring out what to do and, how to do it quickly and efficiently. I cannot wait to see with more characters how they play, what, everyone's limit breakers end up being, what all their spells and abilities are, how the equipment, which is something we didn't really get to see in the demo, plays a factor in the game. I think it's going to be... It's definitely in contention for Game of the Year, in my opinion. I think Cyberpunk 2077 has been probably my game, of the year before it even came out. If I'm totally honest, it's lining up to be that for me. And after playing this, I'm not so sure anymore. I think it might give it a run for its money, and I would not be surprised at all if it actually beat it out. If you guys haven't played the demo yet, it's available for free to everyone in the PSN store right now. I've only checked the US store, so I don't know if it's in every store. And I don't know how long it's going to be there, so if you want to play, go play sooner rather than later. The game does come out next month. It's about an hour long, but you can replay through different game modes. Both Yuri and I played through normal and then classic. The classic mode is quite strange. It didn't do anything in my game. I think something was wrong. But if you watched Yuri play during her stream, it actually auto-attacked for her during combat. So, during trash fights, she could literally just hold her controller up and the game would just kill everything for her. And then during boss fights, it was interesting. She did the boss of the demo with it. And even though she wasn't able to completely beat it with just holding her controller up, the character would go run behind cover when an AoE attack was happening. It was that smart AI. And it actually made me think Man, if they could get AI to work like that in more games, it would be phenomenal. But it was just interesting to see. I'd be curious to see how many people play Classic mode when it comes out, or some people were dubbing it Journalist mode. We are working on a Final Fantasy VII Remake wiki for the game. It should be a lot cleaner than some other wikis because it doesn't have the old information in. It'll only have information for the new remake. Maybe some notes at the bottom comparing things to the old game, but otherwise it should just have the new information. We'll be streaming the game at launch, and we'll have some guide videos, getting started videos, or maybe things you just want to know about the game before you get going. Try and keep it very, very spoiler-free, since story is going to be a big part of the game. Stay tuned in the next couple of days. We're going to have some more Wrath of the Righteous footage for you guys from PAX East, and some Magic Legends footage if you guys have not checked that game out yet.